What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Lee Walk 71, replaced day with a 4, and I am here with my WWE Greatest Royal Rumble review for you guys. Now, this show came on mad early on a Friday, and thing is, I go to school, right? And I was actually legit trying to watch this show during like my class and stuff because I don't do anything in school. Like I'm about to graduate in like a few weeks, so the work is very minimal now, so I have a lot of free time. And I was actually trying to watch the Greatest Royal Rumble. I had my school computer, but the Wi-Fi in my school is a toaster. Like the Wi-Fi trash. I was able to get in a few matches before I just gave up and said I'll just watch the whole thing when I get home, which I did, which is why this review is coming out later. Because this show came on at like 11 Central, which is my time zone. It was a 12 Eastern, 11 Central my time. Mad early, bro. Mad freaking early. They even had a pre-show for this event with no matches. Just, I think it was Byron Saxton, Jerry King Lawler. JR eventually came on, and Booker T, and they all just talked about all the matches on the card. Let's get right into it. So first, we open up the show with a match with no build, but it's a match we've seen twice, but WWE acts like this never happened before. We had John Cena versus Triple H, the commentators, more specifically, Michael Cole said this is a fantasy match, but the thing is, they've had two other matches, one at WrestleMania. It was the main event of the WrestleMania 22, and they had a match at Night of Champions. I forgot what year it was, though. This match was alright. It was cool. I felt like John Cena and Triple H was just there for a check. I mean, they didn't do anything they didn't do anything to want to have a good match. It was just a match that happened. So it was just like a stare down. They hit a few punches and shoves on each other. Then eventually, Cena does something. Triple H does something. Triple H took over. Cena, goes for his comeback. Triple H stops the comeback, takes over. Then eventually Cena hits the rest of the comeback. Cena hit an AA for a near fall. Then he was going to go for another AA eventually. Triple H reversed it into a pedigree. Then the ending of this match actually was Cena hitting another AA, a second one. Then catapult Triple H to the turnbuckle and hit another AA for the win. Yeah, I mean, the match, I've seen better from them two. And honestly, that's back when WWE was at a much better place. But, I mean, I really can't blame Triple H and Cena because they are at the point where they just don't give a fuck. They don't care. I mean, they'll produce a good match every now and then, but they know they don't have to do much because, they're veterans. They're damn near considered legends in the industry and stuff. So they really just phoned it in tonight. They just did what would get a pop, which is their finishers. Cena had a cool entrance, I guess. He had a bunch of kids dressed up in his attire, and he came out, shook all their hands, did his entrance. Triple H entrance was actually raw. He had the skull mask. I think he had it at WrestleMania, I believe. He had a vest, but his vest was very noticeable because he had an NXT logo on it, showing the respect to NXT, since he basically runs that joint. But yeah, it was whatever. Cena cut a promo saying, it's a lot happened in my life, because, he broke up with Nikki Bella and stuff. But he said it would take a lot for me to actually miss this event or whatever. So yeah, there you go. John Cena defeated Triple H. There was a match to open up the show. Now, during school, I missed this. But this match, I actually watched. I was in and out of it watching this match. Then when I watched it again, I was like, oh, this wasn't a bad match. Which was Cedric Alexander versus Callisto as Cedric defended his WWE Cruiserweight Championship. I believe this is Cedric's first match on TV since Mania and his first title defense. Now, I thought, because I've actually been watching 205 lately, it's been pretty interesting to watch. I mean, a lot of good stuff is happening on 205 Live. I didn't think Callisto would have been the one to face Cedric at Greatest Royal Rumble. I thought it would have been either, Buddy Murphy, but I guess they're going to save that for Backlash potentially, or Mustafa Ali. But I don't know what the relationship is with Pakistani people and Saudi Arabian people, because Sami Zayn couldn't even go to the event because I think Sami Zayn is he's a Syrian descent, and Syria and Saudi Arabia have they have no relationship. They severed ties in 2012 or something like that, from what I read. So I didn't think Callisto would have been the one to win the gauntlet match to have the match, but the match was actually pretty dope. Cedric Alexander came out with the Black Panther stuff again. Avengers did come out, so I guess it works. Callisto also came out. He wore pants this time. He usually wears the trunks, but he actually wore pants this time. It was a lit match. It was short, which I felt like was robbed a lot of matches. Was that they rushed time because they're gonna have a 50-man Royal Rumble match later, so they rushed a lot of matches and they kind of took away from some matches. But It's whatever though. The match was cool though. They both started off going at it with each other, logs, getting out of it with flips and stuff, and then both of them ended up hitting dives, and then Cedric Alexander slowed the match down with rest holds and stuff like that. Then eventually Callisto got out of it. He hit a very clean Spanish fly where he bounced off of the rope and hit a Spanish fly on Cedric Alexander. I was like, oh shit, that was kind of clean. Callisto also had a comeback sequence that was really nice. He had a Hurricanrana where Cedric Alexander sold the living crap out of it. He did a spike sale. He also sold the crap out of the Spanish fly. He like sit up and then just fell back to the ground. So after that, Cedric Alexander started to go for stuff. Then he actually tried to go for the lumbar check, but Callisto got out of it. He reversed it. But the ending of this match was really clean. Right before they start going for the finishes, they started trading strikes, and it looked really cool. It was like going for kicks, punches, hits, all that kind of stuff. It was really lit. And then Callisto went for the Salida del Sol, and Cedric Alexander somehow, some way, was able to reverse it to a lumbar check and won the match. That was clean. I like this match though. It was short, but honestly, if it had like maybe 5 more minutes, add 5 more minutes to it, it would have probably been an even greater match. But it was a good match for what it was. I feel like this could have opened up the show instead of Triple H and John Cena, but I guess looking at the card now, the placement of this would have been terrible because it was just nothing but championship matches before they put the Undertaker match in and the Cena match. Yeah, I guess the Cena and Triple H would have had to open. So the next match we ended up getting, we had The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro versus the newfound team of Woken, Matt Hardy, and Reincarnated, aka Face Bray Wyatt, as they go on in a tag team match for the vacant Raw Tag Team Championship. Now, at WrestleMania, like I said, Braun Strowman won the Raw Tag Team Championship with a 10-year-old kid named Nicholas. He got over. The WWE even made a Titantron video for him, all that kind of stuff. But the next night on Raw after Mania, Strowman was like, oh, Nick has a scheduling conflict. Oh, I wonder what it is. He has school. So they vacate the tag team titles. And then 2 weeks after that, they had The Bar was already going to be in the match because they were the champions before they lost it. So they were already going to face whoever. But they had I guess you would say it was a tournament. They just had a bunch of tag team matches, which ended up the finals being the Revival versus Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. And Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt won, obviously, there and there. But this match was obvious who was going to win because during the Superstar Shakeups, Sheamus and Cesaro got moved up to SmackDown. So you already knew who was winning the damn match. And this match was alright. It was about wow, I'm looking at the time now. It was about 8 minutes and 50 seconds. It was a really short match. Like I can tell you what it is with like a few descriptions. So it was like Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt was getting their stuff in, faces and stuff. Then eventually Sheamus and Cesaro took over, beat down Matt Hardy for a minute. Then Bray Wyatt got the hot tag, start going nuts on people. And then Sheamus and Cesaro start doing stuff to mess with him. And then eventually Cesaro was trying to do something. And Matt Hardy he took Cesaro out of the ring or whatever. Bray Wyatt, like Sheamus was about to go for the bro kick, and Bray Wyatt did the spider walk thing, and then he hit the Sister Abigail on Sheamus. Then he tagged in Matt Hardy. They did their finisher, which is basically, I don't even know how to explain. I guess it was like they would lift. So Matt Hardy would lift his opponent, and Bray Wyatt would catch his legs. I think he hits a twist of feint or something, or a DDT. I don't remember how it went. I think it was a twist of feint. I truly don't remember how it went. But they ended up winning the title. So Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt are the new Raw Tag Team Champions. It was pretty obvious who was going to win this match, just because of the Superstar Shakeup. And this match too, I didn't think the title was going to change. But we had Jeff Hardy defend the WWE United States Championship against the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal. Yes, I had to do that. So I thought Jinder Mahal was going to get a pop because, I don't know. I don't even know why I said that. No, we had Jeff Hardy versus Jinder Mahal. This match was even shorter than the last match. This match was like 6 minutes and 10 seconds, apparently, according to Wikipedia, which, it felt like it was 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Like, the match was not that good. Their match on Raw was better. This match was there wasn't really much to talk about, so I'm just gonna talk about the few things that happened. Let's talk about the one part where Jeff Hardy went for a whisper in the ring. He didn't even hit Jinder Mahal, and Jinder Mahal just took a bump. And the commentator tried to sit up here and sell it. Like, Michael Cole was like, oh, he hit the back of his legs or something. And then Corey Graves is like, oh, Jeff Hardy didn't hit him at all. But I guess, the vibrations of him hitting the ground was able to make his legs loose so that he would fall. Or maybe he's just creating a divergent so that he could take advantage of Jeff Hardy. And then Jeff Hardy just start beating him up again or whatever. There's another awkward moment where Jinder was going for the Colossus and he didn't know what position to put Jeff Hardy in. And then Jeff Hardy got out of it and tried to put a pin. It was weird. This match was not good. It was not good by any long shot. Their match on Raw, like I said, was better. Jeff Hardy ended up winning with the Swanton Bomb and retained the title. He actually got pyro with his entrance too. It was kind of clean. Yeah, this match was nothing to write home about. I hope Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy at Backlash is going to be really good because I don't know, man. That match kind of sucked. And I actually watched this match in its entirety. The crazy part is I had like legit 7 minutes left in my class I had right before I went to study hall, which is why I was able to watch a couple other matches here and there. But I watched this for the remainder of my class, and I was like, I really hope the bell doesn't ring before this match is over. And the match was over, and the bell rang. I actually had like an extra minute after the match because the match was so short, and it was just not good. But yeah, so Jeff Hardy won, which means the U.S. title is staying on Smackdown, which kind of spoils the winner of the Intercontinental Championship ladder match, which means The Miz or Samoa Joe is not winning because they are on SmackDown Live now. So then after that, wait, let me make sure. Let me go through my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. Because I'm on Wikipedia looking at the match card, but I did take notes. Oh, that totally makes sense. Okay, so after that, there was a thing. There's a thing in Saudi Arabia, right? They have, I guess, a prayer thing, which I respect or whatever. I respect that. They have a prayer thing. They have like a 15-minute prayer intermission or whatever. So during that time, WWE didn't want to make it like obvious, not obvious, but like, awkward silence during the show because, because this is a live broadcast. This was streaming on WWE Network. So what they did was they had the pre-show panel. People talk about what happened so far. They had a video package showing how modernized Saudi Arabia is becoming in the sports scene. They have women driving cars now, which is crazy. That they're having women drive cars. Like, that's a thing. Like, that's news that women are driving cars. Like, they should be driving cars. I don't know, whatever. They're trying to get more sports stuff in WWE. This event in itself is like them trying to push forward to get more sports involved in Saudi Arabia. So I think that's pretty cool. They also mentioned the thing about the Black Panther bringing their cinema band or whatever for women and men to be in movies together or something like that. It's crazy. Crazy kind of stuff happens in Saudi Arabia. So, whatever. So then after that, we instantly got into the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, and we had the Usos come out, former tag champs. They lost at Mania against the Bludgeon Brothers, and this match was shorter than the last match. That seems to be the theme. This match was legit 5 minutes, and I watched this match while doing work, and I wasn't impressed because the Bludgeon Brothers, or Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, have had good matches with the Usos. Their match at Battleground, the best 2 out of 3 falls match, back when the Usos were wearing face paint, they were still the tag team champions, but the match was really good. This match was like 5 minutes, and it was everything you expected it to be, and less. You thought I was going to say more, but it was everything you expected to be, and less. Like, the Bludgeon Brothers, they were taking advantage. They were beating up the Usos for a minute. Then eventually the Usos were able to out-trick them, hit dives on them, super kicks, all that kind of stuff. They hit the Uso splash on them, broke it up. One Uso got taken out. Then they ended up hitting their finisher. I think Eric Rowan had hit his spinning heel kick on, I believe, Jimmy Uso, and then they hit their finisher on Jey Uso in the ring and retained the titles. Yeah, I really hope the SmackDown and WWE doesn't water down the Usos. I feel like the Usos is a team that could have been moved up to Raw, because they've done everything they can on SmackDown. They've already held the titles like 4 times, no, like 3 times. I think, yeah, because they were 3 times. They've held the SmackDown titles 3 times, and they've been at the pinnacle of where they could be on SmackDown with the New Day back in the summer, and the Usos have done everything, but now they have to take a backseat to the Bludgeon Brothers. But them going up to Raw would have been good because Raw's tag team division is kind of slim. Like, they got the Revival, but they're not doing nothing with the Revival. And what else do they have? They got Heath Slater and Rhino, but that's more of a jobber tag team. They got the Authors of Pain, but I honestly, the Authors of Pain right now, I'm not vibing with the Authors of Pain like I used to because they got rid of Paul Ellering, and Paul Ellering was that mouthpiece, and I don't think they're gonna survive that long. They got a few good teams, but I feel like the Usos would have benefited going to Raw. So then after this match, we end up getting Seth Rollins defending his Intercontinental Championship in a ladder match as he went against Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and The Miz. Now, this ladder match was 14 minutes and 33 seconds if you cared. I'll keep it a $150 with you. This ladder match was cool, but I felt like it was missing something. I felt like there was something missing from this match. Seth Rollins did his thing. Finn Balor was cool. I felt like Samoa Joe was a non-factor in this match. Like, he did a few things, but he really wasn't. He wasn't a standout. The Miz was alright too. He didn't really do much. Like, I say the Miz's biggest thing is that he had a skull crusher finale onto a ladder on Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's biggest thing was that he slammed Finn Balor onto a ladder. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this match was missing something. It was 14 minutes, but I don't know. The 14 minutes felt longer. It felt like it was way longer than 14 minutes. But the match, it was alright. I mean, it was, I guess, standard for ladder matches on the main roster. But it's like when you had a ladder match like the one at TakeOver New Orleans, they got the 5 stars from Dave Meltzer, even though it doesn't really matter. But you had an amazing ladder match at TakeOver where they did all kind of crazy stuff. I felt like they should have raised the bar and did something crazy with the ladder match with this one. This was all right. I mean, Finn Balor hit a coup de grace like with a ladder on top of somebody. That was cool. You know, I think it was the Miz that got it. Samoa Joe, every time he would do something, it was just not work. Like, he tried to go for a coquina clutch on Finn Balor, and Finn Balor got out of it and stomped him. Samoa Joe tried to climb a ladder. He got pushed off and like went throw first onto the rope. The Miz tried stuff, but So the ending of this match was Finn Balor was climbing up. You know, it looks like he was getting the title when Seth Rollins springboard off of the rope onto the ladder, grabbed the title, and dropped to the ground. I swear to God, that was crazy. The crazy part is I was watching bits and pieces of this match in my film studies class. I turned my head. I looked back. Seth Rollins is on the floor with the championship. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? What happened? But then when I finally watched the match, I was like, oh, okay. It was cool, I guess. It wasn't really nothing crazy, I guess. I don't know. I've seen better ladder matches. If you exclude NXT, I've seen better ladder matches. The one at Mania 32 was good. Dolph Ziggler and Luke Harper ladder match was good. Recently, the Money in the Bank ladder match was pretty good. Like, WWE can produce good ladder matches. I don't know why they just produced this like pretty mad to average ladder match. But one match that went from mad to pretty lit was actually the rematch from Mania. We had AJ Styles, right? He defended the WWE Championship against a now heel Shinsuke Nakamura. And before we get into this match, let me say one thing. I'm not a fan of Shinsuke Nakamura's new theme song. I like the instrumentals of it. I like that they switched up. They still got the what's the word? The rhythm of the theme song, I guess. But they just put rock onto it. But then they just get some Asian dude to start rapping in Japanese. And I'm just like, oh no, get that shit off the song, bro. I do not like that shit. I don't care if he's a heel or face. I would boo the fuck out of that shit. I don't give a fuck if he was heel or face, honestly. I'm sorry. It's just how I feel. I don't like it. It's very unnecessary. It's hella extra. It doesn't need to happen. But yeah, this match was actually really good. At first, I thought it was just going to be like their Mania match, which was good, not great. This match was actually pretty good. And it's really going to give me... Now I'm looking forward to their match at Backlash because of the finish of this match. But yeah, this match was really good. You know, they started off standard and different stuff. It didn't really get picking up to like the mid to end of the match. And they just start throwing strikes at each other on their New Japan-ish. You know, just throwing strikes at each other. AJ went for his combination. Shinsuke reversed into some other stuff. All kind of crazy stuff. Even Shinsuke was doing heel tactics. He hit AJ in the balls because that's been like the story of this match where he's just been clocking him, hitting him in the balls every single week and then just messing him up. This match was like, I really enjoyed this match for the most part. It was like 14 minutes, but it didn't feel like 14 minutes, which is how you can tell a match is good. If the time doesn't feel like the time when you're watching it, then that's a good thing. Yeah, it was really good. I like AJ Styles went for the calf crusher on Shinsuke's leg. Shinsuke went for strikes. Nobody actually hit their finisher in this match, which I found pretty interesting. But the ending of this match consisted of... how did the match end? I believe AJ hit something on Shinsuke, and Shinsuke went to the outside. AJ got pissed off to the point where he tackled Shinsuke over the announce table. He started fighting him. The referee counted to 10, and AJ just started going ham on Shinsuke. He put Shinsuke on the barricade and did like a running clothesline thing, kind of like what he does in the corner, but he did in the barricade, onto the barricade. Got a chair, hit Shinsuke in the back. Shinsuke rolled back into the ring. He was about to hit the phenomenal forearm, but instead Shinsuke got to the outside, so AJ hit a phenomenal forearm to the outside. And the match ended in a double countout. AJ posed with the championship. And then not too long after that, they announced that Shane McMahon announced at Backlash it would be a rematch, the third match, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke for the WWE Championship. So I think their match at Backlash might be the match that we've been waiting for since Mania, since it's going to be a more, I wouldn't say a spectacle, but it's going to be on a more a regular show where you can actually get more out of it. Because I feel like at Mania there was a lot of different things going on. Because it's WrestleMania, you know, there's a lot of distracting things going on because the show is so bright. They got the bright lights and stuff. You can see the fans. You get distracted a lot. And I felt like this match can really shine well on a regular pay-per-view show where you'll actually pay attention to more of the match and not the show itself because it's not a spectacle. I think so I think they'll do great at Backlash. I think they'll have an amazing match. So then after that, oh fuck. Oh man. So wait, let me make sure I get this before I miss it. Oh crap. So right before the WWE Championship match, we had a spot where they talked about the tryouts because a few days before this show they had tryouts for the Saudi Arabian wrestlers in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And they had 4 people that stood out and they brought them to the ring. They announced their names. They said a little thing. And then not Shawn Davari. He did come out though. But Arya Davari from 205 Live came out. And his brother came out. They got booed out the arena. They came in with the Persian iron flag. They was waving it. It was crazy. They was getting super heat. They was getting booed out the arena. It was amazing. They was just talking crap about him and all this. And then eventually they both got taken out. It was this one guy though that he really stood out. He had long hair. He seems like he's gonna be some kind of star. He took presence in the ring. Like he took presence of the mic. He made that his segment when he pushed Arya Davari out the ring. Then they eventually hit spinning heel kicks, big boots, body slams, throwing out the ring. But yeah, Shawn Davari, I don't know if he's back in WWE. That would be cool though if he could, be with Arya Davari on 205 Live and see what they could do there because they had like matching trunks in different colors. So I don't know if he's gonna sign with them. He's probably not, but it would be cool though if he could be with his brother on 205 Live and they could do something. I guess I don't know. So after that, we had the AJ match. Then we had this match. We had the Undertaker versus Rusev Day. We had Rusev versus The Undertaker in a casket match. This match was 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Let me tell you, I could care less about this match. I'm sorry. This match, I didn't care for it when they announced it because I'm like, why do you need to put Rusev in a casket match with the fucking Undertaker? You already know who's going to win the match. There's no excitement in that. So that's exactly what happened. So it really started with Undertaker beating up Rusev. Rusev retreated. It was actually one point where he put Rusev in the casket. Then Ada English interfered. Rusev got out, and then eventually he took advantage and started beating up on Taker. Then Taker eventually hit his rise up, his sit up thing, beat up Rusev again, put Rusev in the casket, and as he was about to close it, my man's Ada English got involved. He got a choke slam and a tombstone power driver for his troubles. Put him in the casket too, closed it. Undertaker took the knee, whatever. I could care less. I felt like Taker had it really made when he should have went WrestleMania 33 when he looked retired and shit. That would have been fine because after that he's just been, I don't know, man. Taker just needs to retire, and I know it's hard for us to accept that Taker's old, but he just gotta go. Like, I get that this match wasn't gonna have any significance, but even in his showing, he was cool, I guess, but apparently from what I'm hearing, they want him to wrestle 4 times a year. Hell no. Bye. Miss me with that shit, dog. I don't know, man. I don't know. And is WWE gonna do anything with Rusev eventually? Are we gonna do something with Rusev, or are we just gonna have him be a guy that's over, whose shirts sell out of the WWE shop? Are we just not gonna do nothing with him? What WWE? What are you doing with Rusev? All right. What are y'all gonna do with this match? After that, we got a steel cage match for the WWE Universal Championship as we had Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman, because at first he wasn't going to show up to the show, but he did. And he faced Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns got little to no reaction at the show. And I'm gonna keep it above 50. The match was like 9 minutes, and I was bored of this match because whenever I'm not interested into a Brock Lesnar match unless I know I can get something out of it. Joe, cool. Braun, I had my hopes up because Braun was really hot at that point. I thought, maybe Brock could put some something into it. Hell no. His match with AJ Styles, that was a good match. The Fatal 4-Way match was cool, but it was a lot of reasons why. It was really because Braun Strowman just destroyed Brock. But I could tell you what, it was everything the match was going to be and everything he thought it was going to be. The match started with Brock Lesnar suplexing Roman, eventually hitting an F5. Roman tried to escape. He had Superman punches. He speared Brock a bunch of times. They both tried to escape, and the ending of this match consisted of Roman going for a spear on Brock, and the cage broke over, and they both landed on the ground, but Brock Lesnar hit the ground first. And he retained the title. Like I said, I could care less because I feel like Brock Lesnar is just like I'm not a big fan of Brock Lesnar in WWE at this point. He's very complacent. He knows he's complacent, and he knows he doesn't give a flying fuck. He'll just come in, do a bunch of suplexes, let the person get a few moves in, and then just destroy him or whatever. So I could care less about this. And it looks like we're gonna get another match between Roman and Brock. Cause it ain't over. This is obviously a plot setup for something else. Yeah, cause the thing that made it obvious that Cole was like, "Oh, this is a conspiracy. Roman should get that checked out because the rules is that your both feet must hit the ground." And another thing, I knew Roman was gonna lose when this is what Michael Cole said, and I knew Roman was gonna lose. He said, "Roman Reigns has never beaten Brock Lesnar." I was like, "Yep." Brock Lesnar's winning the damn match. Oh my god, you don't say something like that. You say that after the match. You don't say that right before the match. You already know what's gonna happen at that point. He gonna take the L, and he did. So that we had the official 50-man Royal Rumble. Now I didn't take notes of this because this is a long ass match. This match was like an hour and 17 minutes. This added an extra hour. Luckily, this show went off at exactly 5 hours. It was like 5 hours and like either 16 or 18 seconds. Like they was really trying to get this shit out for 5 hours because. It's whatever. I'm just gonna talk about the few things. I'm not gonna talk about every goddamn thing. It's like 50 people. Like Jesus, what 50 man? 50, my dude. I can't with this, dude. I can't, man. I'm sorry, I can't. So number one ended up being Daniel Bryan, who was the MVP of this match, as he did break the record. I guess that was the whole purpose of putting him at number one, was so that he can have the longest time, which he lasted in the Royal Rumble match for 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 5 seconds, making him lasting the longest. I think he beat like Rey Mysterio's, because Rey Mysterio was in there for like an hour or two or whatever. But now it's Daniel Bryan. I guess they want to do that so when they do the Royal Rumble stats next year's Royal Rumble, they'll mention greatest Royal Rumble so that the show is relevant. That's why they did it. I don't know. I'm not saying nothing. I'm whatever. So number two ended up being Dolph Ziggler. So Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler start going at it for a bit. Then eventually, a bunch of people came out, Sin Cara and Curtis Axel, whatever. I could care less. So then eventually number five ended up being Mark Henry, as he said he had a lot left in the tank. And he did. And he ended up going nuts. He actually eliminated Mike Kanellis. And now I don't know how long. Oh, he might have broken the record. But it was a spot where Mark Henry, was going crazy on people. And then Mike Kanellis came out. His music dropped or whatever. He stopped whatever he was doing. He looked at my man's Mike Kanellis. As soon as Mike Kanellis got out of there, get your ass out of there. He instantly eliminated Mike Kanellis in the time of 0.9 seconds, which I think that's the record. They are really going to bury my man's Mike Kanellis unless he gets Maria. His ass going to be back in TNA soon. I don't know. Man. I like the Miracle thing in TNA. I don't know why they fucked it up. So then after that, number 7, I'm going to mention this because I don't know who this guy is. This guy named Hiroki Sumi. Apparently, he trained with Akibono. My man's, I'll just say this. He showed out, and I don't mean wrestling-wise in appearance. And he got eliminated by Mark Henry. Mark Henry said he had to get him the fuck up out of there. So the next big thing happened was that Kofi Kingston pulled up. And the way he came in, he slid into the ring and instantly hit like some crazy-ass move where he like flipped. He like flipped and then clotheslined both Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler and hit like a leg drop on, I think, Dolph Ziggler. That was pretty interesting. And let's see, Tony Nese came out. Dash Wilder came out, and I was sad because Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson were like the shit in NXT, and then they both got hurt on the main roster, and then they haven't been the same since, bro. Hornswoggle eventually came out at number 12. Hornswoggle came out at number 12. And he eliminated Dash Wilder because Dash Wilder was already on the outside of the ring. So what he did was he just grabbed his hand and took him out. He actually hit a Samoan drop on Kofi Kingston. I kind of laughed at that. It was kind of funny. Then eventually he got eliminated. Dolph Ziggler super kicked him when he went to the top rope, and then Tony Nese kneed him in the face or something like that. So after that, a few more people came out, more notable. Primo came out, but I forgot Primo was even employed by that company. Xavier Woods pulled up. Then they had the Kofi Kingston Royal Rumble spot where basically Kofi Kingston got Xavier Woods was on the outside of the rope. Kofi Kingston jumped on his back. Xavier Woods climbed to the top of the thing, and then Kofi Kingston jumped off of the thing and jumped off the top rope, or Xavier's back off the top rope, whatever, and dived on everybody. That was his Royal Rumble spot or whatever. After that, more people came out, but the more notable one was a Kurt Angle. I was going to say Curtis Axel. Kurt Angle came out. He came out number 16. I was surprised. I thought they would have had him in later, but got to get somebody else in there. Kurt Angle went nuts. He went on a suplex tirade. He was just suplexing every goddamn body. Everybody was catching the suplex. You get a suplex like Oprah. Bo Dallas came in before Kurt Angle, but he really didn't do nothing. That's why I didn't want to mention him. Then Scott Dawson came out, but he really didn't do much. Goldust came out, didn't do much. Connor, nah. Then Elias came out. He performed a little bit. He got the crowd pop, and then he went in there, did his thing. Then Luke Gallows came out. He didn't do much. Rhino and Drew Gulak didn't do much. Then Tucker Knight actually came out. And if you knew who Tucker Knight is, he's a part of a tag team in NXT called Heavy Machinery. He was already in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's him and Dan Matha were actually helping the coaches train those Saudi Arabian trainees or whatever, tryouts people. They were helping the coaches or whatever that I mentioned earlier. Let's see. Bobby Roode came out with the full entrance. I skipped through it. My thing with Bobby Roode is he needs to be a heel, because right now Bobby Roode is at that point where I could not give a fuck, and I wouldn't think I'd be saying that because I actually liked Bobby Roode when he was in TNA. He was Raw, the leader of this. I keep forgetting if it's the selfish or the selfless. I think it's the selfish generation. The leader of the selfish generation. When he had that Raw theme song, he was clean. He started wearing suits. All that, and he was a heel, and he talked crap, and we got a taste of that in NXT, but on the main roster, I guess they just felt like he needs to be a face because of his theme song, and he did the full entrance, and that's all Bobby Roode is now. He's just an entrance, and it's sad because Bobby Roode was lit. Number 26 ended up being Fandango. Chad Gable came out after that, but number 28 was the one. Was another big one. Rey Mysterio pulled up, and he pulled up in a green attire with the Saudi Arabia colors, because I guess that's their main color, green, and then he has their flag has their own how do I say this? Their own language on it, their own lettering, text on it, and that's what he had on his shirt. He did decent for a while. He was in the match. Let me see. I'm trying to see how long he was in there. Oh, then idiots! Yeah, I'm gonna write down the time for Rey Mysterio. But Rey Mysterio was in there for a minute though. He was in there for a minute. Oh, number 29, the worst superstar ever, Mojo Rawley with the worst entrance. And he actually eliminated both Fandango and eventually Tyler Breeze, who came out at number 30. Whatever. Big E pulled up, but it was a little bit too late because early in the match, Kurt Angle had eliminated Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Eventually, let's see, Big E came in. He threw pancakes at Tucker Knight. He hit the big ending on Tucker Knight and threw him out of the ring and then threw pancakes onto him. I was just like, oh, damn, that was fucked up. Carl Anderson came out, then Apollo Crews came out, but the next standout to me was Roderick Strong. He just joined the Undisputed Era. He's a tag team champion. He pulled up with the armband. I didn't even think he was going to be in Saudi Arabia. That surprised me. I didn't think he was really going to do it. That's crazy. So after that, number 35 ended up being Randy Orton as he went crazy. He had a clean-ass RKO on Apollo Crews, where Apollo Crews was going for some kind of dive where he it was kind of like a whisper in a ring, but I don't even know how to describe it. You just gotta see it. He hit him with RKO, got Apollo Crews the fuck up out of here, but surprisingly, he got eliminated by Elias. Elias eliminated a lot of people. Elias eliminated Kurt Angle. Yeah, you heard that right. Elias is lit, bro. I'm not even gonna stun, bro. Elias lit. So then after that, Heath Slater came out. He got eliminated by the winner of this match eventually, which was Braun Strowman. The next person that came out was Baba Dundee at 37 after Heath Slater. He's from NXT. Right now, the thing they're doing with him is that he's like Leo Rush's bodyguard or whatever. So that I want to see what that's going to be like. But the reason I laughed is because after that, Baron Corbin came out, did his thing or whatever. But the thing that's going to stand out from this whole match is the Titus O'Neil botch. My man's Titus O'Neil came out at number 39. He ran to the ring all eager. Your man's Titus O'Neil tripped off of air and slid all the way under the ring. Like not like head first, full body in, bro. Like he went head first, full body into the under the ring, and they fucking embarrassed him the whole thing. They replayed that 4 times during the match. I was like, damn, that kind of sucks. So then number 40 ended up being Dan Matha, and if you remember Dan Matha, he hasn't been on NXT since Samoa Joe beat him up on his debut. I don't know what they're doing with him. I mean, I don't know why is he still with the company if they're not gonna do anything with him. He's just there. He has a terrible theme song, by the way, and this is coming from somebody that listens to rap music. It was kind of like a trap. No, I wouldn't even say trap. It was just like a poor example of what I guess what they think rap music beats are and stuff. It was bad. Braun Strowman ended up coming out at 41, got a big pop, and just start going nuts on people as usual. Number 42 ended up being Ty Dillinger. I'm surprised he didn't come out at number 10 because, he's the perfect 10 or whatever. Number 43 was Curtis Axel. 44 was Bobby Lashley. And Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman had a moment that was really nice. I need them to go at it. Let me say this one thing about Bobby Lashley. I really hope WWE does something with Bobby Lashley. Yeah, I really hope they do something with Bobby Lashley because right now he's just in a limbo stage, and yeah, he just got onto Monday Night Raw. He just got back to WWE, but I mean, if you're gonna build somebody with credibility, you gotta have him pull up on somebody his first day. Brock Lesnar pulled up on John Cena his first day back. You gotta have him do that. Instead, they've been putting him in tag team matches. He actually teamed with Braun Strowman earlier this week on Monday Night Raw, so hopefully he gets to have a feud. It looks like his next feud is gonna be with Elias, but hopefully he could either team with Braun and they could just be a dominant tag team, or he faces Braun. That should be really interesting. Number 45, oof. Ended up being the Great Khali, and yeah, he got eliminated by Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman. They got him the fuck up out of there. Kevin Owens ended up becoming number 46. Sammy, like I said earlier, Sami Zayn said on Raw he was gonna be there, but like I said, because Sami Zayn is of Syrian descent, he's not allowed there. So that's how that goes. 47 ended up being Shane McMahon, and him and Daniel Bryan had a moment where they both stared at each other because Shane McMahon pulled up on Kevin Owens with the Shane punches, the cringe punches, the dad punches, and then eventually him and Daniel Bryan just start hitting the yes kicks onto Kevin Owens. They just start beating the crap out of him. One cool thing Shane did, though, he had a coast-to-coast on Braun Strowman, and that eventually screwed him over later in the match. I'll mention that. Number 48 was Shelton Benjamin. He actually went crazy. He came in, pulled up on Shane. I'm talking about he straight up picked Shane up and threw that man to the ground and started punching him. Shoulder tackle my man's Daniel Bryan. And then he kneed Bobby Lashley in the face, and then Braun Strowman muffed him. I'm sorry, there's something going on outside. My apologies. But Braun Strowman muffed him out of the way. But the thing that I was saying that's kind of screwed Shane McMahon was that, he went to the top rope. I think he's going to go to coast to coast on Kevin Owens. But Braun Strowman pulled up, grabbed my man Shane by his neck, and launched my man's from the ring all the way to the announce table. That shit was clean as hell. Shane McMahon's dead, by the way. He didn't come back to life. He's dead. Number 49 ended up being Big Cass. There was a moment because he's feuding with Daniel Bryan right now. They have a match at Backlash. He had a staring contest with him, and then eventually he got into the ring, but Braun Strowman buried him. He ran into him, and he fell. And Daniel Bryan somehow fell, so then he just started punching him. The number 50 ended up being Chris Jericho, got the loudest pop of the night, in my opinion. He started going at it with Chris Jericho. They started fighting for a bit. Then eventually, Braun Strowman was like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. He just started eliminating everybody. Everybody got eliminated by Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman eliminated Bobby Lashley, Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens. Chris Jericho eliminated Shelton Benjamin with a cold breaker and then threw him to the outside. Braun Strowman eliminated Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon when he threw his ass over the thing. Let's see what was there was a funny part I forgot with Kurt Hawkins where he saw Braun Strowman. He was like, nope, and he ran back, and then Braun Strowman grabbed him by his neck and threw him into the ring, beat him up, and threw his ass out. So the final three I'll say ended up being Big Cass, Daniel Bryan, and Braun Strowman. Right? And Daniel Bryan ain't no bitch. As he pulled up on Braun Strowman, he started fighting him, kicking him. He actually tried to eliminate him in the match. And then eventually Big Cass hit him with a clean big boot to the face. Hopefully Daniel Bryan doesn't get a concussion. Doesn't. And Big Cass threw him out of the ring. Got a loud boo because, you know, everybody loves Daniel Bryan. And then he later on got eliminated by Braun Strowman. And Braun Strowman won the greatest Royal Rumble match. So after the match, Braun Strowman got the trophy. And it got a championship, a green championship with like Saudi Arabia design on it. It had the sword on it. It was actually a pretty clean design. They had the king, I believe, of Saudi Arabia in the ring too. He was celebrating. Vince McMahon was in the ring. They was all celebrating. They played the music, pyro, all kind of crazy stuff like that. It was really cool ending to the match. Now, my thoughts on the show was it was cool. As long as the Rumble match was good, which it was, then I can enjoy I guess dumb down my thoughts on the other matches because there was some good matches. The Shinsuke AJ match was good. The Cruiserweight Championship match was actually good in my humble opinion. And after that, I mean, the rest of the matches were pretty like average. Like they're very much TV matches you can get on Monday Night Raw, but they put it on a big show. But the show was good for the most part. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was 5 hours, so I mean, I'm tired. And I watched this earlier when I got home. And this is like a 41-minute video, so I'm trying to get this done now. So, you know what to do. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Do what you do to support me. Now, listen, I'm trying to get this new setup. I'm about to get a 144 hertz gaming monitor. If you don't know what that is, that's like high quality. That's past 60 frames. And I'm going to put that on my gaming PC. But I'm going to take the TV monitor. It's a TV, but I use it as a monitor on my PC. And I'm going to have a dual monitor setup. So I'll be able to have 2 monitors, 2 screens at once. So when I'm playing my PlayStation and recording videos, I can actually do better face cam videos because I'm not going to be looking off to the side at my TV now. I'll just be able to look straight forward when I start recording some more Far Cry 5 videos because I do want to get back on the grind of the story mode and stuff. I haven't played in like a few weeks because I've been very busy with school and stuff. But if I can get the monitors like soon, I'll get something up. But you know what to do. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Do what you do to support me. Follow me on all of my social media sites down in the description below. I'm out. Peace.